How much is
You need to fuck me every night.
But
Moves for Atlanta. And how I moves for Atlanta.
now that I am in my 30s, I am trying to find a husband.
He gonna marry you when he wanna marry you. 10 years? Still, it don't matter. Bye.
The outpour that I'm getting from y'all, it is making me so emotional. Like, this.
I didn't lose my virginity to a guy until I moved to Atlanta. Fuck that.
Whenever I needed them, I'm so thankful for them. Like, you are lying. Welcome to another episode of Pep Talk. I am your host, Pepper Braxton, and I am sitting here with a special guest, my sister Anton. What's good?
Oh.
My sister nervous, y'all. But why is you so nervous?
Usually,
Let people in your business.
yes, I'm very, very bright.
I think the girl's gonna get to know a lot about you today. How are you mentally?
I would say I'm not okay, but I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
I'm starting to think, we are in a different time. Bitch, you're getting me emotional already. We are in a different time right now. Usually when you ask somebody how they are, everybody's just like, good. And all of my guests that I've been having on, when I ask them how they are mentally, they really tell me how they are. And people, period, nowadays, they just been like, they tell me like they going through shit, but life goes on. I think we just in a very fucked up time right now.
Yes, everybody's going through something right now.
Everybody.
I don't care who you are. Like, I'm literally know like 3 millionaires right now that are going through the same shit.
Yeah, life is just gagging us.
Yes, everybody's getting right.
As y'all can see, we are hydrating because we was out last night having a good motherfucking time. We didn't get in till like 6 o'clock in the morning, but I had a good time.
We had so much fun.
So people, let the people know where you're from and how old are you?
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm born and raised. 28 years old.
I did not know you was from Tennessee. I knew you was from.
Yes. Where do you think I was from?
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't clicking. I knew you was from Memphis. I don't know. Never mind.
What?
Never mind. Never mind, because I was just about to say something. But how was it being from Memphis and being gay? Were you out of Memphis?
Yes,
Okay.
I was. To be honest, I never really. Now, growing up, yes, of course you had like your bullies and all that stuff. But to be honest, I didn't. It was hard at the beginning. It was. It was more so with my mom.
Really?
Yeah, and my family.
How was your coming out story?
Oh God. So I came out to my mom when I was like in 10th grade because I was going through a lot of stuff. Like she would notice hickeys on my neck, like just different little stuff.
Girl,
like,
you was fast.
Yes, I did a lot of things that I'm looking back. I'm not proud of,
but that's what you do as a teenager.
But I'm not ashamed of it either. Like it's my story. That's my journey. But I came with my mom when I was in 10th grade. Of course, any parent, she wasn't really happy about it. Like she didn't. My mom wasn't abusive, but
did she abuse her power as a parent?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Like my mom, she's, how my mouth is. My mom is times 10. Like she like used to say little stuff like, that church right there, they don't like gay people. Like it just be like,
oh my God.
It used to be like real catty shit. I used to look at her like, girl, shut up. Like it's just little stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like my mom always had my back. Now, I did not come out to anybody. The only person that knew that I was gay was my mom. That was that was our secret. Like she like, I don't give a fuck. You still my child, even though like I don't really necessarily like it. I cannot control that. So fast forward 2 years later, my senior year. Oh God, it was. I should have showed you. I'll show you the picture, but it was this picture I took with my day one friends from Memphis. It was posted on the internet. Give a fuck. Like it's just a picture. Like I wasn't really tripping about that, but I didn't really like. I knew all of my friends were very, very known. Like everybody knew who they were, but I didn't think that they were that fucking known. Bitch, the picture went bonkers. Like some of my cousins, they saw it and they was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
were y'all overly flamboyant?
yes, my friends like majority of my friends are like trans, fem
yes,
boys,
till this day.
To this day,
yeah.
Majority of my friends are all femboys. I have a few like masculine, like guy friends, but most of my sisters are trans. Like, so yeah, and that picture went around, and yeah, after that it was over. I didn't have to go out to my family.
I think my mother, we have a term for it now, which is called gentle parenting. My mother was a gentle parent. I just didn't know what that was back then.
Oh, bitch, my mama was not a gentle parent. My mama is a hard, like, my mom is a nigga. Like, think like a nigga. She gonna talk to your ass like a nigga. She hustle like a nigga. Like, my mom is a nigga. She's, like, very hard.
Yeah, my mama, she was, like, my mom was the kind of mother where, like, I could challenge her. We could have conversation about why I feel like she's doing something wrong. See, we were very like that. And she would have very in-depth conversations with me as a child. And even with me coming out, I remember before I actually came out, I had told a few people. And then I was a cheerleader. I told the whole entire cheerleading team. And I felt like, what's so crazy to me? I feel like when you be down low, I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like once I told my mama, I really didn't care who knew after that.
Yeah, it was like that for me too, but it was also more of, because I was already going through so much mentally. Like I was depressed. Like I had low self-esteem. My confidence was like shit.
Me too.
And it was like, I think we kind of hit that until I got a little bit older and a little bit more independent. Like, okay, like you grown now. Like you 18, you was in high school. Like who the fuck cares? My mom was like, I don't give a fuck. Like it is what it is. Like my mama was literally cussing people the fuck out.
My mom
like because they used to call like, oh, you didn't tell us that your son was gay. Oh, you need somebody to talk to. My mom was like, bitch, stop calling me. I don't need nobody to talk to. I've been doing this shit. Get the fuck, like, leave me alone.
My mother was the host for our family. Like, every time we had something, Thanksgiving, Christmas, everything, it would always be at our homes. If anybody needed somewhere to stay, my mother would open her home to them. So I remember, like, they did, like, my family had an intervention with me. Like, they sat me at a table. It was, like, all my uncles and aunties, my mama, my brothers and sisters. And one of my uncles was just like, well, y'all don't think we been knew he was gay? Like, he was like, y'all don't think y'all can look at him and tell that? And he was like, my uncle was like, I don't give a fuck who you love, who you go with. He was like, you still my nephew, I gotta love you. And the rest of them was like preaching to hell. And, my mom was just letting us go back and forth. Like, they would say something, I would say something, we would just go back and forth. And one of my aunts was like, I said something to one of my aunts. And she was like, I don't remember what I said, but she was like, don't say that to me. You being disrespectful. My mom was like, he's not being disrespectful. If you can say something, he can say something back. He got a rebuttal. Exactly. So after the whole argument and everything happened, my mom was like, well, he gay, and y'all come to my motherfucking house to eat. When y'all don't need somewhere to go, y'all come to live in my house. So she was like, if y'all got a problem, just don't come over here.
Don't fucking come over there, right?
I remember when my mom told my dad, my mom told me, she was like, I told your daddy. And I was like, okay. She was like, he coming over here. He said he want to talk to you. So, girl, he coming over there. I was getting ready for some bitch, and like when I be getting ready for the nine, like facial cleanser, like doing my beard and all that stuff. Girl, he come over. I'm like getting ready. He closed it up behind me. He's like, yeah, we need to talk. I'm like, we gotta talk fast because I'm gonna get ready to go outside. So he's like, what is this I'm hearing about that you gay? I said, yeah, you heard it. I mean, I'm like, you heard it. Yeah, what else? He's like, do we need to talk? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm gay. And he was like, what did I do as a father? Did I not give you enough love? I'm like, I don't think that got nothing to do with gay.
No.
So
that's what a lot of people feel.
They don't understand.
It doesn't matter. I grew up around all women. I was raised by my mama and my grandma. That's it. My stepdad and dad, I'm sure we'll get into that. But they were in and out of jail. Like, it was just me and my mama and my grandma. Like, and I have cousins that had the same thing. Like, they're not gay. Like, it's just something that, I'm sorry, it's like some people were born like this.
I agree.
That topic is very tricky, when it comes to like certain things, but bitch, I'm sorry, I've always been like this.
Oh, me too.
Like,
as young as I can remember, I used to be young looking at my mama boyfriend thinking like, that boy is cute. I was in preschool. I remember I was in preschool. You know, when we young, we don't really know what stuff mean, but we think we know what it means. Like I remember I was young.
Yes, you just feel it. You don't know what it is.
I asked this boy in preschool when he married me.
Oh my god.
And bitch, he was looking at me weird, like, what the fuck is you talking about when I marry you? But bitch, I thought he was so cute. He was like Puerto Rican. Bitch, he had like this curly fro. Bitch, I thought he was about. Like, how did you navigate with like dealing with boys at that time?
Well, it's
did you
coming out?
Like dating them or sleeping? Did you lose your virginity to a boy or a girl?
Yes, both.
Okay, so let's get into. Give me both of them. How was it losing your virginity to a girl and having sex with a guy?
I mean, to the girl, I mean, it was cool. I mean, it was just something that.
Did you want to have sex with her? Or did you feel pressure?
No, that was my girlfriend. The funny thing
you had girlfriends in high school?
No, I had a girlfriend. I think I broke up with my last girlfriend when I was like a freshman in high school.
Bitch, I think the last girlfriend I had, I was like in like 3rd or 4th grade. Like, I was not having it. I was gay through the door.
I had girlfriends all the way up to like 9th grade. After that, oh bitch.
And y'all slept together?
No, this girlfriend, no. We slept together like, I think. This is weird.
You had sex with a girl in 8th grade?
Yes.
That's unpack, girl. Unpack.
I feel like the only reason why I did that is because I wanted my cousin's approval. So all of my cousins would have sex, literally, at like 12, 13 years old. And I felt like I was the only one that never experienced a girl. And I'm like, okay, I got to do this because if I don't do it, it's like, what the fuck? But of course, mind you, I'm going through identity crisis. I don't know what I am at this point. So yeah, I just feel like that was really the reason why I did it. And it was like another part of me, like, I'm curious to know like what's going on. Because of course at the time, bitch, you get horny, dick get hard, all of that. Like,
it's so crazy because I had a similar story. I've never told nobody this, but I think I forgot it. But you just saying that made me, I guess it was suppressed. But I remember I have half brothers. Maternally, I'm the only child, but my daddy got kids. And I used to do my brothers a lot. And I remember one time I was with my brothers and all of us were dating girls and they were like cousins or sisters and all of that. And I actually liked this girl. But I remember one time my brothers invited them all over. It was like basically like a fuck fest. Like everybody was just like in one room having sex.
Oh my God.
And I remember my brother was telling me like to have sex with my girlfriend and I could not get on hard. And in that moment, that's when I really knew. I'm like, I am like gay for real. I can't even get hard. Like she was butt ass naked, ready to have, and I was just like, I could not do it. Girl, yeah. So how was it with the boy?
Oh God. Okay, so made it to high school. I'm like, this is a different world, different scene. Yeah, this guy that was at the school, I don't know how, that was when Twitter was popping. It was Facebook and Twitter. It was like right after MySpace days. So he found me on Twitter. I was like, I don't know who you are. So he started DMing me. He was like, I see you at school. I'm like, oh shit, we go to the same school? Like, I don't know who you are. Like, mind you, bitch, it's high school. We just coming out of middle school. Bitch, it's big as fuck. And I think he was a junior at the time too. He was older. He played sports, but I'm not gonna say exactly.
You don't want to clock his feet.
No, I mean, I think he's out. I don't know. Like, anyway, but yeah, so we started linking and the rest was just history.
Were y'all dating or were y'all just having sex?
No, we were dating. We were not dating. We were just having sex.
You know what's so crazy?
I ended up falling in love with him.
Really?
I did. So I feel like, I mean, I was gay. Like, the first guy, that was your first. Like,
yeah, well, let's get into that because I got something to add to it. So you said he was a junior.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and you were also sleeping with older men.
For a minute, it was just him. And then I think that just opened up the door because it was, I dealt with low self-esteem. And I didn't like the way that I looked at all. I used to compare myself to a lot of people that I went to school with. Like, I used to post like shirtless pictures all the time. Because, bitch, I was a twin back in the day. Now
Me
I'm a
too.
bear.
Me too.
Bitch, now I'm a bear.
I
can't believe I just said that, but no. But yeah, I used to be I used to be so skinny. Like, My weight back in the day used to be like 115 to 120.
Mhm.
Now I'm 200 solid. So I was new on the scene. I was young. Everybody was like, "Who was this? Who was this?" Like, I used to have like niggas from out of town, like
Then
from
you light
Atlanta.
skinned.
Yes, and I'm red. So it's like, who's the red bitch? Like, who that? Niggas from out of town, like Atlanta, New York, like they used to. Bitch, they was on my body bad. A lot of people were literally starting to pursue me. I never knew that.
I want to touch on that too because you said something that I identify with. As a teenager, I had really, really bad low self-esteem, and nobody knew because I would just act as if I didn't. I would still big myself up and talk myself up because I felt like those are things that I needed to do.
Yeah.
But I really didn't have confidence. I was dark skinned. I hated being dark skinned. I was flamboyant, and then I'm from Chicago. Those are things like they picked apart. Like the boys that were really like cunty, stunty, like they used to tear into our ass. Like I was fighting all the time, getting into it with people. And I just hated the way I looked. I remember the first boy that liked me. I just dated him. I didn't even like him. But I just felt like my self esteem was so low and I just wanted to have a boyfriend. But I didn't
just want to feel good.
Like, yeah, I didn't even like him. I didn't like the boy for nothing in the world. And when did you actually have your first boyfriend?
I feel like my first I had a boy I had a boyfriend, but I broke up with him because I was too busy trying to be a hoe at a young age. So I was like, I didn't want to just cheat on him, so I broke up with him.
Well, at least you knew back then.
Yeah, like he was so, like I was very mature. Like I was grown as fuck at 14, 15 years old. When I started having sex with dudes like 14, like I didn't. It's all grown. Like I was staying at the house by myself. My mama had my little sister. Like I was babysitting my little sister. Like I'm grown.
The very first time I lost my virginity with a guy, to this day, I don't count it because the very first guy I had sex with, I think he was, I want to say he was 21. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I got older and realized that he was a predator. Because I was only 15.
A lot of guys that, oh my God.
It was like, let me tell you, this is how it went. I was performing art school. So I was a dancer. And he used to go to the school that I went to. He was also a dancer. He had graduated so long ago. But I would always see him at like the little high school parties and all of that. I would see him, he would be there and he would be dancing, but he would always be dancing with like girls. He was not dancing with the boys. Like he wasn't like boys wasn't going up dancing on him and all that. He would be like the girls would be dancing on him and all that. And he would be like taking his shirt off. And I would always be like, who is this boy? Like I always take his motherfucking shirt off, and like the girls went crazy over him. I didn't know he was gay until he tried to talk to me. So when I was asking around, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's Corey." His name was Corey. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's Corey." Blah blah blah. So I ended up finding out he was gay, and I remember one party I came to. He was trying to get me to dance on him. I didn't know how to dance on boys back then, but he was trying to get me to dance on him, and I'm just acting coy, like not doing it. I guess he thought I was playing hard to get, but I didn't know how to dance on boys. So he had asked me for my number. And I gave it to him. And then we like communicated, we like text. He used to come see me at school, or when I used to have like my classes after school, he would come and see me and all of that. And we were just like text and talk on the phone. I don't think I had ever asked him his age until like we had started getting like into the thing where we were like dating. And then it was to the point where like I would ditch school. I'm a freshman, bitch. He lived in Harvey, Illinois. I lived in Chicago. I would ditch school and travel 2 hours on a bus to go spend a day with this boy. And he would always be like talking to me about sex and all of that, pressuring me to have sex with him. And I was just like, I'm not on that type of time. That's not really what I want. I feel like the person you know how I am now, how I'm so sex positive, and I'm free spirited and all of that. I was not like that. Like when I was younger, I was not like that. When I was in high school, I was a prude. Like the teenagers that used to be drinking and smoking, I used to shame them. I was not having sex. My boyfriends in high school, they used to break up with me because I wouldn't have sex with them. To be perfect so bad. I used to want to be so perfect. Mm-hmm. And all my boyfriends was just leaving me. And I'm like, oh my God, they not gonna never stay with me because I wouldn't have sex with them. But girl, bitch, you would have thought today. Okay.
High school talking to niggas that was like 25, 26.
Baby.
Even like, it was one time, it was this man from New York. And he liked me so bad. And to this day, it's funny, but it's not funny because niggas got to understand, like, after a certain age limit, like you got like it's just enough is enough. Like you can't just be 30 and 40 years old talking about it as a teenager, still in high school.
Yeah, that goes crazy.
But I didn't give a fuck back then, like, cause he's
when you a kid, you don't care. But it's the adult problem.
That motherfucker literally. This is when Virgin Mobile was still in, like still around.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, I don't know what I did. I think my grades were bad. I don't know what the fuck I did. I know I was on point. My mom would take my phone all the time. I didn't give a fuck. Cause sneak in her room in the middle of the night and go get it back before school the next morning. So I had told him, I was like, oh, come take my phone. Ooh. Like I'm just giving it to him. He like, oh baby, don't worry. He like, cause he was like a little African or Jamaican or something. Bitch, literally gave him my address. Why? Like I want to say 4 days later, I literally had a box waiting for me after school. My name on it, a brand new phone from Virgin Mobile. I still got the phone to this day at my house. Literally. Brand new phone. He was like, don't worry about it. I'll get you the phone so we can talk. Bitch, he gave me the phone. It was over with. I didn't give a fuck about the other phone, bitch. I had 2 phones.
Girl, that goes crazy.
But my mom, she never knew that. I used to hide that phone all the time.
I think the part that had really gagged me the most about the guy that I was talking about, rest in peace, and mind you, he died, but the guy that I'm talking about, bitch, I ended up finding out like he was like fucking like 5 or 6 boys that went to my school while I was with him. That is so crazy to me. And I just could not picture myself. I don't want no little kids, bitch. I don't want no young boys. I don't want that.
They always do.
That goes motherfucking crazy. That goes motherfucking crazy.
But them niggas are some hoes.
Baby. So yeah. Eventually, he ended up making me have sex with him. That's why I don't count it. He ended up making me have sex with him.
It was kind of like a
manipulation. Yeah. And after we had sex, I just felt like I cannot believe I did that. Like I just kept feeling like I cannot believe I did that. And then I didn't have sex again until I was a senior in high school. You know what's so crazy about all of this? I didn't have sex again until I was a senior in high school, and then the boy I ended up having sex with when I said I lost my virginity. Bitch, I met him and fucked him 2 weeks later. Like I was so in love with him. 2 weeks, I was in love. After 2 weeks, he just made me feel so bitch. He's like, yes, damn queen. Bitch, I let him fuck me that night. No shame.
Bitch, was.
And you know what's so crazy, bitch? He used to do cocaine before we had sex.
So a lot of stuff that I was doing, it was because I was going through identity crisis. I was scared to come out. I did not like the way that I looked. So I just developed it was like this inner alter ego in me. And there was like my escape from life. Like the computer, my phone was everything. Like bitch. Because I used to talk to some of everybody. Like there's a lot of dudes that live here that I used to converse with over the internet when I was a teenager. To this day, they don't even remember me. They don't remember my face.
That was crazy.
What I do, I'm not even gonna say I don't regret it at all because this is my journey. And the only thing that I hate is the fact that a lot of those grown ass men were pursuing me and they knew that I was a teenager. That is the only thing that did not sit well with me. And it was, and this is how a lot of gays develop HIV. It comes from these grown ass predators. You prey on young gays, the fresh meat.
Because we're gullible.
Yeah, because we're gullible and we're vulnerable, and you know that. That is what I don't respect. You have HIV, you have all sorts of STDs. By the grace of God, by all the stuff that I did, by the grace of God, I never developed HIV ever. By the grace of God.
I agree. That's
but a lot of them knew that they had it. They never disclosed the information to me. But of course, why would you disclose it to a teenager? Why? Because teenagers knew them to go tell it. So, and they thought that because they were undetectable that everything was okay. But no, it's still not okay that you did that. Because you preyed on me because I was wrong. You knew that. Y'all like 25, 26, even 30.
I've had that happen to me twice.
Yeah, it happened to me quite a few times. Even after I was 18, 19, like...
The first time it happened to me, I was dating this guy. And this is when I moved to New York for my boyfriend. And at the time, my roommate was really close. When I moved in with my roommate and my boyfriend at the time, they used to be really good friends. And my roommate's best friend was my current boyfriend's ex-fiance. They were engaged before I started dating my boyfriend. And I remember one time when I moved to New York, this was like me fresh moving. We had went to a ball one time, and I knew who my ex-boyfriend's fiance was before me. And he came up to me one time at a ball, and he was like, "Hey," he was like, "I know you don't really know who I am." I'm like, "I know who you are." And he was like, "Can we go to the side and talk for a minute?" And I was like, "No." I'm like, "I really don't feel comfortable talking to you." But I was just being a little sassy, like, "Bitch, why do my boyfriend ex-fiance want to come and talk to me?" I was like, "No, I really don't feel comfortable talking to you." And he just walked out. So I texted my boyfriend, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in a ball." And I just came up to me. I can't believe I said his name. I'm gonna have to edit that out. I was like, "Yeah, I'm in a ball," and he just came up talking to me and trying to talk to me. And my boyfriend was so paranoid. He called me. He was like, "What did he say? What did he say?" And I'm like, "He didn't say nothing because I told him I didn't want to have a conversation with him." He was like, "Stay away from that bitch. He's a liar," and all of this stuff like that, just blacking out, crashing out. So I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't talk to him."
Your boyfriend had HIV.
That was the first time. So then, one time, just like randomly, like later, me and my roommate like just used to have casual conversation. And one day, my roommate was like, he was like, "I just want to ask you a question." No, he was like, "Did you talk to Josh?" One day he asked me, and I was like, "No." I'm like, "He keeps trying to talk to me because at this point he tried to talk to me multiple times." Like, no, I'm like, "But he keeps trying to have conversation with me." I'm like, "I don't know why he was trying to have conversation with me." And my roommate was like, "I think you should talk to him." And I was like, "I don't see why me and him need to have a conversation." So he was like, "I'm gonna ask you a question," and he was like, "I don't want you to get mad when I ask you this." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Do you and so and so have sex raw?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "You should start wearing condoms." He was like, "You never know what type of STDs and stuff is out." That's what he said.
Oh my
And,
god!
I was so heartbroken. I could not believe it. Like, and then him just end up talking. And he was like, "I knew I was wrong for doing it."
Pursuing somebody, you never.
I would have stayed with him.
Like you never rob him of that. You don't do that because you're so selfish and vulnerable and gullible for a relationship. You don't do that.
I still would have stayed with him.
Bitch, literally, I had this before I got my car. I think this was right before I got my car. No. It wasn't right before I got my car. This is when I got my car. Like the beginning of my senior year, I was so sad the whole day in school. I was like, "Oh, bitch, I finna have HIV. I had to tell my mom, bitch, my mama is about to flip the fuck out." Like,
God be covering us.
bitch, I was like, "Oh, my mama was about to flip out. She about to go crazy." I was more so heartbroken and sad because I'm thinking about mom the whole time. Literally, my mom was about to flip out. Bitch, I left and went to the clinic after school the day when I found out all that shit. Bitch. And then she came back in and I said,
I snuck to the clinic my sophomore year, bitch.
Bitch, I snuck to that clinic after school. Bitch, I called out of work. I said, because I was working at a restaurant at the time. Bitch, I got out of work. I said, "Hey, I have so going on. It's an emergency." Bitch, I went straight to the clinic. Planned Parenthood on Poplar in Memphis, Tennessee. Bitch, I sat there for a whole hour and a half, 2 hours waiting. I did not play. I was the last bitch there until they closed.
I remember I snuck to the clinic, and I remember I was telling I had a lady doctor, and she was like, "Where's your mama?" I'm like, "No, don't come, mama." I'm like, "I don't want my mama to know." I'm like, "No, I don't." I'm like,
"Well, I was 18 and like my senior year." So.
This was with the men I told you about that made me have sex with him. I was like, "No, don't call my mom." I'm like, "Don't call my mom." I'm like, "My mom don't even know that I'm doing this." I'm like, "I'm sneaking out to see this boy," and the doctor was like, "How old is the boy?" And I'm like, "He is 21 years old." People started to tell me he got HIV. I'm like, "I'm so scared." So the doctor like, "Oh my God." So the doctor like, "I'm gonna give you the test. I ain't gonna tell your mama." And she was black too. She's like, "I'm gonna give you the test. I ain't gonna tell your mama. I ain't gonna tell your mama." So when she came back, she just had the results like this. So I'm trying to open them. She holding them real tight. She like, "You don't got it, but you need to." She was like, "You need to hug." She gave the call. She's like, "You need to protect yourself." And she's like, "If you don't need to be with that boy that's 21 years old."